Welcome back to Poor Life Without Borders. Sarah and Mikayla. We have to be like close to the microphone.
Yeah, I was like, it's the mic, and then it's like, well, we have to move around for this. I think people, well, actually, I don't know that anyone assumes that we're like in some nice studio. I think they've like pieced together that like the situation is not the most ideal.
This is literally my office.
This is like the first time I'm feeling cramped, like legitimately just like cramped. And I think it's because of the new camera situation. I'm just like, wow, it's claustrophobic in here.
So we actually filmed the podcast in my office. I'm the only person, and this is the only location where anyone has a private office.
Yes.
So I actually share. So when I'm working in Newcastle, Mary Jo and I share, and the office is so small. And this is not a joke. This is 100% true. My office in Newcastle that I share with my director of local operations is so small that we have to coordinate standing up.
Yes. That's
because if we both roll back at the same time, we will collide.
Yeah. I do have my own office here in Slippery Rock.
Oh, that's right. You do.
Yeah. And currently so does Diane. But usually that is not the case.
Yeah, usually Diane has a buddy. Mary Jo actually has 2 office mates right now. And then downstairs, right off of the waiting room, there's 3 desks. And sometimes there's 4 people in there. And the 4th person just like perches at the end of one of the desks.
Yeah. And I would say the only reason I have my own office is there's not enough room to put 2 people in there.
Oh, I could.
So I know that, like there's not. You would have to like bust into my closet, which provides an extra maybe 3 square inches of space.
I nearly put Jackie in the closet.
Yeah. Well, like before we renovated the ultrasound room downstairs, I was in a windowless hole.
Her desk would literally only fit. It would not fit straight on because it was wider. The desk was wider than
it had to go sideways.
Yeah, and there was no. It's not a big desk.
No. In fact, like the reason my desk is the way that it is because it's very like thin. It's narrow.
Yeah,
because it had to fit into.
So in my office in Slippery Rock, which I would welcome you to come do a tour and we can hang out in it. So it's actually, I love my office. Like I love it. I think it's just wonderful. So I have like my desk over here with like my.
Maybe I'll take a picture of like our setup and post some and be like, in case you ever wondered what it looks like.
And then we have a couch. And then these 2 chairs. And then when we're not podcasting, it just looks like a cute little like meeting setup. Right. And we have like meetings in here. Mm-hmm. Donors will do tours and hang out in here. Mm-hmm. Like a ton of work gets done in here.
Yes.
So I love my office. I just think it's super cozy.
I like my office. I need new curtains, but that's a me problem.
Yeah. It's a Mac bed problem.
Yeah, that's what you get for getting curtains on Mac bed. No, it's great. I'm just saying, like, I'm feeling a little claustrophobic in here right now.
I could have opened the window, but then we get street noise.
It's the street noise. Yeah. It's totally fine.
We're going to have to like just cave in the summer though, because it gets hot.
My goodness. Yeah. It does get warm.
So we actually have like an unspoken rule in the summer that if you are a male person and you are coming upstairs, they have to warn us.
Yeah.
Because if you just show up, like we could just be sitting up here in like tank tops.
There is a benefit to currently being an all-female staff.
Yes, because we don't have to worry about dudes walking in,
right?
Unless it's like a donor or a board member or something, and so they just warn us, or like, hey, if you guys are like upstairs,
especially especially in the administrative offices upstairs, like. Usually it's only volunteers or staff that are up here. Like obviously clients aren't up here ever.
No, we would never.
And even then, like most of our volunteers are also women. So like honestly, it is just the girlies up here.
Yeah.
It's great.
And the downstairs space where clients are is super cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this has got air conditioning down there. The medical clinic is great.
So Chuck, I love our landlord. He's fantastic. He brought an AC unit in. Now it actually is better. It was better last year because we have the window unit in your space.
Well, no. Here, like I'm gonna correct you there. The window unit is in Diane's office, and I love that for Diane. Mikayla's office has such a small window that a window unit won't fit.
That's how mine is.
And they don't make one small enough to go into the window. So Mikayla's office does not have air conditioning.
So Chuck brought, because my window is in the same situation, and Chuck brought me this like floor air conditioning unit that like vents to the outside. Mm-hmm. But the window is kind of high-ish.
Yeah.
And the air conditioner, so we balanced it on 2 filing cabinets, which was fine. And it actually does cool the office off nicely, but it also creates like a bit of a wind tunnel effect.
Yeah.
Like it's really loud. And so I get this like very nice white noise, but like the whole place could burn down and I wouldn't hear it.
Yeah.
Like I'm just living in my own little like kind of place.
I'm left to mooch off of Diane's air conditioning by strategically placing my fan.
All that to say, this is our studio.
This is our studio. It's not a studio. It's Sarah's office, and it works.
I love it.
Yeah, it works, and it's great. And this is where we film. I'll take a picture and like throw it in the group.
Yeah.
And if you're not in our Facebook group, you should be Pro Life Without Borders on Facebook.
Yeah.
I post the podcast there first, so.
And we also will post like other articles sometimes when we think about it. And we'll try to post more content there so you can be part of the Pro Life Without Borders community.
So today we decided that last week's episode was very depressing.
Yes.
So we decided that we are going to talk about parenting today.
Well, and one of the things we talked about in last week's episode was that this young woman who chose to have somebody chose for her or she chose herself to have an abortion at home had other options. And even with all that pregnancy centers do, we still get a lot of like, you're just pro-birth. And
right. I was going to say, like, aren't we just a bunch of pro-birthers who don't care about babies after they're born?
Apparently. So we are going to talk a little bit today about what pregnancy centers do and what Promise of Life Network specifically does to help families whether or not they ever considered abortion. So that's like a big misconception. A lot of people, we talk about our parenting ministry or we talk about our parenting services and they're like, oh, so like you're helping women who thought about having an abortion and chose life. Yes. And we help plenty of people who never considered an abortion. They just need help for whatever reason. And some of the stuff that we're going to talk about today is kind of the situation in America right now and some of the challenges that people are facing and how pregnancy centers help people in a very practical way. So our parenting program is really twofold. So the first thing that we do, and I would say the thing that most of our supporters are interested in, is we help with education. Parenting is a lot harder than maybe some people think. It definitely was harder than I thought. And most of us parents rely on people around us to help us, whether it's our parents or our siblings or our church family or our neighbors or our friends. And we're like, hey, how do I handle this? Or how do I handle that? Or how do I deal with colic? And how do I have a safe crib environment? And there's lots of conflicting information. The internet is a scary place when you're a brand new parent, because if you post any picture of your child, someone is going to have an opinion. Like, you shouldn't be putting your baby in the car seat like this. You shouldn't have a coat on them. You shouldn't use the blanket. You shouldn't have that in the crib. And so some parents are terrified of posting like anything. And it can also make you very nervous to like ask for help because you don't know what kind of help or advice you're going to get. So any family can sign up for our program. Now, other pregnancy centers may have different requirements.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, we can really only talk about what we do and the way we do it. Although most pregnancy centers offer a parenting program of some sort.
Yes.
The qualifications of being in that might be different.
They might be, especially like in the city centers where the need is just super high.
Yeah. Your mileage might vary.
Yeah. So if you have questions about how your local pregnancy center operates, definitely contact them and ask them. We're going to talk in generalities and we'll talk about what Promise of Life Network does. But that is not going to be like standard across the board for every center. So at our pregnancy center, our parenting program is called New Beginnings. There are a lot of New Beginnings programs, just things called New Beginnings.
Yes.
Like churches.
Yeah, it's just a really popular name.
It is. And
it is what it is. It's a cute name.
It is a great name. I love it. And we have the cutest little logo. It's like a heart with like a little tiny...
I'm very proud of that logo.
In the middle.
I made that logo and I'm still very proud of it.
It's one of my favorite logos.
I was like, I love it. And also I spent so much time on it that everyone has to love it. Like, you have no other option.
Yes, you don't get to criticize the logo.
No, I don't want to hear your opinion about the logo. We're not getting rid of the logo.
Ever. So the funny thing is, though, when New Beginnings became its own distinct ministry versus just being rolled up in the pregnancy center, I remember thinking, like, if we call it New Beginnings, I can't spell beginnings. And what are we going to do? And then I thought, oh, I won't be here that long. Oh, it's no big deal. We named it in 2013 and I'm still here.
Yeah. And like, as you said that, my brain was just like, I don't know how to spell beginnings either.
It's like 2 N's and 1 G.
Right.
But sometimes I put like an extra G in.
Yeah, like I'm like, is it Beginnings?
I think it's Beginnings.
Yeah.
Yeah. English is hard.
Just in that moment, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like the word orange. Like when you really think about it, nobody knows how to spell it.
I definitely know how to spell orange.
Whatever. Anyway, so
what are you talking?
It's a weird word.
But it is, beginning is one of those words that you look at and you're like, this isn't a weird, like, this isn't a real word.
Yeah, like business.
Yeah, like business. Business has the same vibe as beginnings.
Or orange.
No.
Anyway, okay. So
anyway, program. It's really great.
It's really great. Anybody can participate from any place. So obviously, typically local people, but they're not limited to like the city that our center is in. We have people coming from Ohio. We have people coming from up north. We have some people coming from further south. So anyone who is in need of help, and maybe we're the closest pregnancy center to them. Mm-hmm. So they do classes, lessons online, which are super awesome. If you want to learn more, this is like one of my favorite things. I tell everyone I can do this. Literally 0 people have taken me up on it. I will send you a New Beginnings video.
Like, we will just continue to send you videos.
Well, just one. And you can see how it looks, but you actually get to do like a pre-test, and it like quizzes you on all your knowledge about the topic. And then you watch the video, and then you do a post-test. And like the number of people that increase in knowledge is like in the 90%. Mm-hmm. Like it's really high. Mm-hmm. And so it could be on anything. It could be on like healthy pregnancy and like how to have a healthy pregnancy and what to avoid during pregnancy and how to eat right and like taking vitamins and getting enough rest and varicose veins, like all that kind of stuff. We talk about a ton about labor and delivery, development, like early childhood development, how to discipline appropriately, like all of these great things. But we also talk about things like healing from past trauma and toxic and healthy relationships. Like there's just lots of really solid content. And we use this curriculum called Bright Course. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love it. 100% recommend it to anybody that wants to do parenting education. And so we will text the video, email the video to the client. They can actually watch it whenever they want, like whenever it's convenient for them. And then they either meet in person with one of our parenting coordinator, like our parenting coordinator or our site managers, or a volunteer, or they meet via Zoom. Mm-hmm. So one of the things we've worked really hard to do is remove like the transportation barrier. Because like back in the day, you had to make an appointment, physically come to the office, sit in the office, watch the video, do the lesson, and then like shop for your items. And we realized that a lot of families, they're working, like they've got kids at home, like they've got to pick kids up at school. Maybe, gas is expensive, so they have to drive pretty far. And so we try to make it like as accessible as possible.
Yeah, and we don't live in an area with very good public transportation.
We have almost 0.
I was about to say, like, it's not exactly 0 because, like, technically there's like a bus.
No, Newcastle has a decent bus line.
Yeah, I was like,
it doesn't run at night.
It's like not good.
It's not Pittsburgh.
I mean, no, I was like, yeah. So and then especially if you like, as soon as you get outside of Newcastle, there's nothing.
Yeah. Well, like, Butler, I don't think Mercer has anything though.
No.
And Sandy Lake definitely doesn't.
Well, Sandy Lake doesn't even have anything. Like it's us. It's like us and that one gas station at Sandy Lake. Yeah. So there's public transportation is not an option for our clients
for the most part.
The most part.
And honestly, they can't even get Uber. Like there's no Uber.
No, like there's nothing here. It's really just like you have a car or bummer.
Right. And so then they only have to come in person to shop. And so that's kind of like the motivation for most of our clients. Not all of them. Some of them do the videos and they never shop. They just love the videos, and that's great. But a lot of them, that's why they're coming. So they're coming to get the stuff, the help, the assistance, and they're able to get diapers, wipes, baby clothes, baby furniture, formula, baby food. I mean, if you can think of it for a child under the age of 4, like 3 and under, we have it. And we work really hard to make sure we have a great selection for the clients. It's all either new or gently used items. The only exception to that would be like cribs and car seats. They have to be new.
Right.
But anything else can be gently used. And honestly, everything's adorable.
It's so cute. I love going into the store.
It smells good. Like, you know how you go into like a thrift store sometimes and you get hit with like the must?
Yeah. No, it does not have thrift store smell.
There's no thrift store must.
Very neutral all the way around, I would say. Like it's just
like the diaper smell.
I am not a parent. I feel like maybe we need to throw that out there.
Okay. So you need
to I do not have children.
Okay, you need to come down on a Monday to Newcastle. This is the best day because the diaper smell has been cooking like all weekend. And open the door and just sniff. And then you get this brand new baby diaper smell. And let me tell you, it's the best smell in the world.
Okay.
Believe me.
Okay. Yeah. I would even go so far as to take your word for it.
No, you have to smell it. You could even probably get the smell. It's not going to be as good, but we're in Slippery Rock. Like, we are physically located in Slippery Rock.
Yeah.
We have so we have parenting shops in Newcastle, Butler, Mercer, and Sandy Lake.
Mm-hmm.
Slippery Rock has very few parenting clients because it's a kind of a college town.
Right.
And most college students, if they choose to parent, will go home. They're not going to stay on campus. So we have just like an emergency cabinet here with like formula and some basics and diapers.
If someone were to walk in and be like,
I need help right now.
Disaster has happened.
Yeah.
You
could probably like whiff the cabinet really hard.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm not a parent. Don't think it makes me less valuable as a staff member.
It does not.
But I will say that I don't understand the diaper smell that's being discussed.
Okay, but I feel like
and maybe other people do. Maybe other people do. And if you
please tell me I'm not alone.
If you also understand the new diaper smell, please email us at podcast@promiseoflifenetwork.org. And address it specifically to Sarah, because I actually just don't care.
All right. Anyway. So we help parents with like physical items and with education. Yeah. And then the third thing that we do, which is not third in importance, but it's less frequent, right? Are referrals.
Yeah.
So we have someone come to us and they're like, I'm new to the area. I just lost my job. I don't have enough to eat. I don't know how I'm going to pay rent. We will refer, like, we have this huge database of like all of these helps, and we are going to help them get the help they need.
Yeah, I was about to say our staff in New Beginnings have helped me with things. And again, I'm not a parent, so like I don't necessarily.
You don't even know how good new diapers smell.
I don't even know how good new diapers smell. But like if I have questions about friends or family situations, or like I just need to know what office handles what, Christina's got me every single time.
Christina knows everything.
Christina knows everyone. She knows everything. Even things like doctors, right? And I think that's what the last I was talking to her about was pediatricians. She's got it. She knows.
Yep.
She can help you out.
Yep. Housing, housing assistance, like where to find emergency housing, where all the food banks are, how to apply for SNAP, how to apply for WIC, how to apply for health insurance, all of these things. And so why does this matter? So James tells us, the book of James tells us that if someone comes to us and says they are hungry or they are naked, and we say be warmed and filled, what good have we done? Right. And you are never going to find a more naked person than a baby in need of diapers.
New diapers.
That
smell good.
That smells so good. Babies need diapers. Babies need clothes. Babies need food. And we're providing that for them through our parenting program.
Yeah.
So all of us know this. This is not a shock, but the economy has been pretty rough lately. And so I just printed off some statistics. This is actually an article from NPR. This is about a year old, but I think a lot of it is still holding true. 72% of adults say they are living comfortably or at least doing okay, but most are saying they're worried about rising prices, and 1 in 6 families say they have bills they can't pay.
Yeah, 1 in 6 is a pretty significant number.
That's a very significant number. Costs are going up, and pay is not. For the most part.
Yeah.
And so a lot of families are 1 in maybe 1.5 to 2 paychecks away from being in a really bad situation. So primary breadwinner gets hurt, job gets lost, car breaks down, big house expense, you have to move, rent goes up, whatever, and you're already living so close to the edge. How are you going to handle this new thing? So 1 in 3 Americans say they could not cover a $400 surprise expense. And when I think of the $400, like, what does that cover? That's tires on your car.
If you're lucky.
Yeah.
I have learned that is not how much my tires cost.
No, actually, that's only one of our cars would be.
Yeah, it's like my car, that would be 2 tires, I think.
17% of those polled said they had unpaid bills in the previous month.
Yeah, so they're missing.
They're missing bills, whatever that is, electric.
Yeah.
Heat, maybe it's
car insurance. It could be all sorts of things.
We've been there, where you're kind of juggling, like, oh, we missed the electric bill last month, so now we have to pay it, so we're going to skip something else this month, and it's not a great place to be.
Right.
Another one, and this is the Pew Research Center, says 1 in 4 U.S. parents, so this is specific to parents, not just Americans, U.S. parents say they've struggled to afford food or housing in the past year. So that's 25%. They work at least part-time, and they say they would be extremely or very worried about losing pay if they needed to take a day or two off because of childcare issues. 9% say they would be worried about losing their job. Lower income parents are much more likely to say there have been times in the past year when they did not have enough money for basic needs. Half of lower income parents, 52%, say they have not had enough money for food or rent or mortgage. And then 17% of middle income parents say the same about each of these items.
So you're looking at like almost 20% of people who are considered middle class are not having ends meet.
Right.
Which is crazy. So this is not just a low income problem. Everyone is struggling.
And our program, because it's not income based, is a really standing in the gap for families who don't qualify for SNAP and WIC and housing assistance, but they're just not quite making it.
Right, because there are qualifications for those programs like income and things like that, but income isn't changing and those qualifications have not changed in a hot second. And so if your income is not going up, but costs are, you might not qualify for something like SNAP, right, but you still can't afford groceries. And so our program isn't based on income. You don't have to show us your tax forms in order to sign up. You just sign up.
Yep. The other thing that's really important with our program is we don't penalize people on how much they make, but we also don't penalize people on how much they have in savings. So that's something a lot of people don't realize. You don't qualify for federal or state help if you have money in savings. Mm-hmm. And your first thought might be, well, why should you qualify? Like, you should spend your own money first before going for assistance. I totally understand that. But a lot of times, like, families have worked really hard to have a little nest egg, and that's their only, like, that's their security blanket.
Like, yeah, that's their, like that savings account is like, my need tires.
Right? Yeah. If you need tires, your hot water heater goes, your roof gets destroyed in a storm, your siding blows off, you have a medical expense, whatever it is, and now your nest egg is gone. What are you going to do? And so there's a couple of reactions to this. Most people are very positive about the parenting program. It's really hard to get mad about helping parents.
Well, yeah, like,
but people manage.
I was like, if you're going to be upset that babies are getting diapers, that's a you problem.
It's not as my kids would say, it's not an ish-me, it's an issue.
There you go.
That's a very middle school thing to say right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's big. So there's a couple reactions that sometimes I get from detractors. So people who just want to look for something to be upset about. Let's be real. It's the internet. It's what people do. Thing number one is usually, well, how much is that even really helping? You're just giving out some diapers and wipes and clothes. And my response to that is, like, actually, it's quite a bit. Because if you can kind of say, I didn't have to buy anything for my baby this month. I got all the formula, all the baby food, all the diapers, all the wipes, and all of the clothing that they need, blankets, toys, stroller, crib, car seat, whatever. That's a significant chunk of change.
I was supposed to say, that sounds very significant to me. And again, I don't like regularly have to buy those things. I do have friends who keep having babies, and I love that for them. But at baby showers, like, have you ever had to buy a gift for a baby shower?
Yes.
So I like, it's expensive, right? So even if let's say that we're only providing 2 packs of diapers a month, which I would say is very, very minimal.
About half of what someone can.
Yeah, I was like, that's still like $50. Maybe even more if your baby's got like a weird like allergy or something, and like you've got to be picky about stuff. $50 a month is huge.
Can of formula, $25.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they eat a can like every 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
Baby food is like $1 a jar, like 50 cents to $1 a jar, depending on where you're going.
Yeah.
Clothing, if you go to Walmart, you're going to spend $10 on a onesie.
Yeah.
$5 on a onesie.
So for some of these, especially low income families, $50, that's a tank of gas.
Yep.
And depending on where, like, that could get them a week to work and back.
Oh, for sure.
Like, so stop raining on people's parades.
Exactly.
Stop raining on people's parades.
Leave the parade alone. So not only are we taking some of the pressure off so they can get the stuff that they need for their baby, and providing, and then allowing the money that they're not spending on diapers, wipes, and baby clothes to be spent on things like groceries, gas, utilities, whatever. And we're doing referrals. to other help and things if they need it. And a lot of those referrals that we have in our book are the same as us. Like they're like community food banks or whatever, where you don't have to have the proof of income. You know, you're just able to access the help if you want. The other thing that we often get pushback on, and this like really grinds my gears, is, well, you're making people do stuff to get the items. You should just be giving it out for free, which is like the weirdest take to me, because it's not real money. Like, so parents do the lessons, the videos, the homeworks, they go to church, whatever, and they get like mommy money or dad cash, but it's not real money. Like you can't come into our store off the street and be like, here's a $10 bill, I'm going to buy stuff. Like you have to be in the program and you have to earn stuff. And they're like, well, you should just be giving it away. You shouldn't be making people do things. Stop. First of all, like we as humans are designed by Creator God, our creator, to work.
Yeah.
And when you work for something or you earn something, you have a sense of just pride and fulfillment. And I did that. Look at me. I'm providing for my baby. And that is a really beautiful thing.
Yeah. I was like, it's dignity. Like it's dignity. And that's not to say that, like, you know, being in a situation where you need someone to help you is undignified, because it's okay to need help.
Right.
And we want people to know that, and we'll help you. But it provides them dignity to be like, I've done this thing and ergo I've gotten this. And it's not like, well, we want to make sure that you earned it.
No, it's like you are a smart person and you're a good mom or a good dad and you want to do the right things, and we're going to give you the tools and you're going to earn this for your baby. You're going to shop with what you earned, and you're going to get the things that your child needs. And that's providing for your child in a way that parents are designed to do.
Well, yeah. And like, what a confidence boost to be like, I did this. Like, this is because of me. I've got these things.
Especially for teenagers.
Yeah.
Because if you're a teenager and you have a baby, you don't have, a lot of times you can't have a job. Yeah. Like you're trying to go to school, you're living at home, and then every time you need something, you have to go to mom and dad. Baby needs diapers, baby needs formula, baby needs medicine, baby needs clothes. And instead, you can come to the center, you can come to New Beginnings, and you can earn that yourself, and you can bring it home for your baby. And you don't have to go to your parents and ask.
Yeah.
Or if you're a stay-at-home mom. Like, I know when I was a stay-at-home mom, sometimes I felt like, man, what am I even like contributing? And so to be able to come to the shop and like buy the things your baby needs and take that home, and it's not coming out of like your bank account. That's huge. That's so important. The other thing that it teaches are basic life skills like budgeting and saving and planning for purchases that you want to make. So if you want to make a larger purchase, maybe you do want to buy that new crib or a new car seat or a stroller, you might have to save a couple weeks worth of mommy dollars. And so that teaches like how to wait and how to put that money aside and make that purchase.
Yeah, and prioritizing things. And yeah.
I love it.
People
I love
really will just
program.
Look for something.
I know.
Like, that's so annoying.
It's so frustrating. So that's like a couple of the big complaints that we get about our parenting program. But the reality is that the people that are in it absolutely love it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love talking with New Beginnings clients. If I happen to be in an office that is seeing clients that day, like, and they're always so friendly. And they like, which just is a testimony to the fact that they love it. Like, they're not like stumbling in, grumpy, don't want to talk to people, get in, get out type people. Like, they're hanging out, they're having a blast. Like, they're telling me all about like, what should I get with this or that, or like, they're having a good time.
Oh, I love.
I was like, I know. I was like, it's so great. I don't obviously work with New Beginnings clients very often, and I don't work in an office that sees New Beginnings clients, so it's like a treat for me to. And also, like, they bring their babies, and that, like, it's fun.
They're so
like, they're cute. So cute babies. Women are getting the help that they need in a dignified manner. We're educating the community on things that our community needs to be educated on. It's great.
The other thing that I absolutely love about the way our program is run, and not every center can do this. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, well, my local center doesn't do it. Okay, well, there's probably a reason. Like,
talk to your pregnancy center.
But it gives people agency of choice. So one of the things that is often a struggle when you need help is you're told the help that you're going to get. Like, you're getting a bag of clothes. Here are the clothes. Hope you like them. Maybe you won't. Oh, well. And so a lot of our clients, not all of them, but a lot of them have had their choice taken away from them. They are young, maybe.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're relying on their parents to buy things. They're stuck with whatever the cheapest thing is or whatever they're able to afford or whatever's on clearance or whatever. When they come into our shop, they can just shop.
Yeah.
And it's adorable. And I'm thinking specifically of our Newcastle office. We have like hardwood. It's an old Victorian, so we have hardwood floors and like these huge windows and the light
it's
comes
very
in.
like boutique.
Yes.
Like
and
it's
like little
swanky in there.
rounders, and they can go like look at the different
Smells
sizes.
like new diapers.
Smells like new diapers. And so they have an option to say, I want this stroller or that stroller.
Yeah.
Or I want this outfit or that outfit or this hat or that hat. Or like, oh wow, look at this cute little display of swimsuits, or look at this cute little display of Easter clothes, because that's coming up.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to get the things that they need, and then they send us pictures of their babies in those items, which is awesome. But then they also tend to, like, I don't want to say return because it sounds awful, but they kind of re-gift them back to us when they're done.
I was about to say, like, our clients are very generous. Like, they're appreciative of the help that they've gotten, and a lot of them return or pass it on to someone else, right? Like, I got this, and so it's helping the community. Why are people mad?
Yeah, I know. And it's honestly, it's great for the environment too, because we're taking stuff that may have ended up in a landfill.
Yeah.
And it's being repurposed, and it's going out to be used by another baby, another child, another family. And that's super important. The other thing that's been really neat, so we'll talk about this and then I'll talk about something new that we have going on. Is we've had a couple of moms groups come up out of especially our Mercer location. The moms group has been phenomenal, but it's also happening in Newcastle now, and I think in Sandy Lake too. And so the moms themselves are getting together with like one of our staff, and they're like supporting and encouraging and being there for one another. So one of the things that is a huge problem in our country today, and you and I have, I mean, to an extent, both of us have experienced it, is our society is very isolated.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and people complain about this online, like, where's my village? You know, who am I supposed to call when I need help? Who am I supposed to call when I need a hand, when I need someone to talk to or whatever? And so, and a lot of people feel really isolated. And that's not limited to moms, but it definitely applies to moms as well.
Yeah.
And so having these moms groups and having a chance to meet other moms who are about the same age as you, their kids are the same age as yours, you live in the same community, it gives you the chance to get to know people. And build friendships and build relationships and build that village that honestly we're all kind of desperate for.
100%.
Yeah. So something new that we're doing in New Beginnings, I honestly, the amount of growth that we could have in New Beginnings is almost unlimited.
Yeah, I was going to say, so it's by far our busiest.
I don't know if that's true. I mean,
you don't think
even
so?
compared to chat?
Well, I wasn't thinking of chat. I was thinking of just like local, like in-person local. Chat is its own thing. But like local in-person, like New Beginnings stays busy.
Yes.
Like there's no downtime for them.
And I would say it's partly because it's so like last year we had 3,000 appointments. Whew. We did not see 3,000 people.
Right.
Because a lot of those families come multiple times, because you can come like once a week.
Yeah.
So if you can come 50 times a year, I think.
Yeah.
If you count like the couple closures that we have.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a lot of families still, but you're not seeing, like in medical, we see the same person like once or twice.
Right.
In New Beginnings, we might see them for 3 years plus a pregnancy, 3 years.
Right. So they're like sustaining relationships over the course of years. And so it's very, very busy. Those staff, like, shout out to the New Beginnings staff.
They're so great.
They're so great. But they're busy over there.
Yeah. And we have, and I was just telling a donor about this the other day. Our numbers went up from, I have the numbers. I'm so bad at numbers. All right. From 2023 to 2020. No, from 2022 to 2023, our New Beginnings numbers jumped 30%.
Right.
From 2023 to 2024, they jumped an additional 40%.
Yeah.
And we have not increased staffing.
Yeah. So you're looking at, in 2 years, a 70% growth and a 0% growth in staff members.
Yes.
And our New Beginnings staff, I mean, like they're busting tail end over there.
Yeah.
They are
making it happen.
They are making it happen. And it's crazy. Like when I talk about New Beginnings, it sounds, and I mean, it is like this very big, very robust program. And there's like 3 of them over there.
They're just tearing it up.
They're just like tearing it up. Like
they have a ton of volunteers.
Yes,
too.
I was like about to say, and like the volunteers really shine in New Beginnings. There's a ton to be done. So if you're interested in volunteering, and have a heart for parenting, like New Beginnings would be a great fit for you.
And it's there's a lot to do. Like you
Yes.
can send, we need people to send videos. Sending videos
Please.
is such a burden.
It just, yeah, I mean,
forever.
it takes forever. It's finicky, and that, like, you just, like, one by one, you've got to go through and find.
Yep.
And so it can be time consuming
But
for
it can
staff.
be done from home.
But it can be done from home.
Yes.
And so
And we
there's
would tell you what to
and
send.
like, if you just enjoy stuff, because I know volunteers who just love working with things. There's tons of things in New Beginnings.
Donations.
Like, we need donations sorted. I know that, like, even taking things home to be washed is like a big deal. Like, it's just,
especially like equipment, because sometimes we get like as a mom or whatever, like my kids
Yeah.
grow out of something, I stick it in the garage, I put it in the basement, it just needs like a little dust up.
Yeah, like, we want our clients to be able to walk in and grab something that's clean and ready to go. So there's just tons of opportunities.
We need babysitters.
Yes.
Everybody that volunteers with New Beginnings has to pass like a criminal background and child abuse background check.
Yeah.
But we need people who are willing to like sit with the kids while the moms are in the moms group, who are willing to work with clients and videos.
And it's so fun. Stuff. The kids are so cute. Like, they just want to run around and be little kids. It's great. They're so cute.
They're so cute. So there's tons of growth opportunity. Honestly, I could talk for hours. I won't, but I could talk for hours about like the things that we could do under our New Beginnings umbrella to build healthy families, to bring people to Christ, to bring families to Christ, to see strong families and marriages and relationships, because that's the cornerstone of our society, right? Is the family. And I'm built on Jesus, right? But it's the family. It's having stable, healthy family units. And that's what we build in New Beginnings. It's way beyond just stuff.
Yeah.
It's about like having like a good, like breaking chains of and cycles of abuse and violence and neglect and addiction. And we've seen clients come out of all of that and become these just absolutely phenomenal parents.
I was about to say, we've seen clients who, for just variety of reasons, have even struggled with like custody of their kids. You know, like, if the situation has gotten to the point to where, you know, an organization has to step in and say, hey, like, maybe this isn't the safest environment for your child right now. And clients have been able to come back from that. And that's a devastating thing, obviously, to have happen. And so to see clients go from, you know, this very bad situation to, I am able to care for my children safely, and I'm safe and they're safe and they've got the things that they need. That is literally life-changing.
Absolutely.
Or for them and for that child. We want families to be together.
And healthy and safe.
Yes.
And a lot of our families, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners, grew up in homes that were less than stellar.
Yeah.
And they didn't have the care that they needed. And then you're trying to parent your own children, and you know that the way that you were parented isn't healthy, but that doesn't mean that you know what healthy parenting is.
Right.
So like, you know what you don't want to be, but you don't know what you do want to be.
Yeah.
And so we give parents the chance to say, this is the kind of parent I want to be. This is the kind of parent I want to be for my kid.
Yeah.
And they do an amazing job because they're just amazing people.
Yeah.
So something that we're working on adding this year is a new part of the program, and we've called it Building Blocks. And so it is for families, specifically moms. We're going to start with moms who have more complex needs.
Right.
So some of our families come to us and they really just need a little bit of an economic boost.
Yeah.
Some of our families come and they need some referrals plus the economic boost. But then we have some families who they just need more help than our current program lets us give.
Yeah.
Whatever that looks like. Maybe it's addiction. Maybe it's recovering from addiction. Maybe it's losing custody of your children. Maybe the child has special needs. Maybe the mother has special needs. And in the past, we've done a really good job of just tailoring the program for them and making sure that they get what they need, and doing that very organically. It's not like we would turn someone away or tell them, oh, we can't help you because you have this special need.
Right.
But we want to be more intentional about it. And so what we're going to do this year is we're going to bring just a handful of women who have these extra needs into this program, this pilot. And they're going to meet with one of our most experienced staff members, Christina. And they're going to do a lot more in-depth focusing on goal planning and financial planning and really just kind of life coaching more than just doing the parenting classes. And they'll still get the items, they'll still get the stuff, they'll still get the referrals, they'll still get the education, but they're going to take it one step further. Yeah. Because it's more, it's about giving people the tools they need to succeed. And I know when I started out my parenting journey, I was super young. I was 21 years old when Tommy was born, and we didn't have anything. We didn't have money. We both had really great parents, which was really helpful, but there was just stuff I just didn't know.
Yeah.
And we struggled with things like, how do we manage our finances? Like, how do you have a healthy marriage when you also have a baby? Like, what do we do when our car breaks down? Like, where do we go? And we had this really great village to lean on. And a lot of our families don't have that.
Right.
And so we want to be that village for them.
Yeah. And then I guess one other aspect that we haven't really talked much about is we are wanting to work with families. And so we are not, like, we are currently an all-female staff. And that is because we're currently looking for our fatherhood coordinator. Ours retired.
Which we're all really sad about.
Which we're really bummed. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'm really upset that we have to get fatherhood coordinator.
The new guy's going to come in and we're going to be like, well, you're not Smitty.
Yeah, I was like, only because Smitty was so great. But we know that the Lord is faithful and that he's got someone out there. But we do see, understand, care about, and help fathers.
Yep.
And we have a position vacant.
If you are an experienced dad,
for that. And we recognize that as women, we can only do so much when it comes to helping men.
I shockingly do not know how to be a dad.
Like, we don't know how to be dads. None of us have ever been dads. None of us will ever be dads. And so we recognize the importance of having an experienced dad come in and work with these men. And it was incredible. Like, Smitty did incredible work.
Yep.
And so that is something that we do. Again, we're looking for a fatherhood coordinator. Yeah. So if that's something that you feel called to, please reach out. It's a part-time position. You need to be a guy. You need to be experienced.
We're not allowed to say old.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So we say an experienced dad.
So an experienced dad. Like, if you're a brand new dad, we love that for you and congratulations, but you probably aren't in the position to mentor. Right. And that's really what this position is a mentor to these young dads, to these first-time dads, to these dads who are struggling, right?
And being a dad in America is tough because everywhere you turn, you're told that you don't matter and you're not needed.
Your opinion doesn't matter.
Yep. And women don't need you and women can do everything. And speaking as a woman who can do a lot of things, I need my husband.
As someone who doesn't have a husband,
so if you
has to do all of the
like things. To apply for the position of Mikayla's husband, you can email podcast@promiseoflifenetwork.org, address it to me, and I will filter requests.
I took a picture of, this is how, like, the situation, right? Got my nails done for free. Very excited about it. Took a picture, sent it to my friends, right? Like, fresh set of nails in the car. And my male friends were like, so what are you going to do about your tire light? And I was like,
you're like, nails.
Right. And I'm out here like, look at my nails. They're pink and they sparkle and I got them for free. And my male friends see in the background that my tire light is on.
Well, maybe they should marry you.
Well, honestly, like, but like, that's where I'm at right now. It's like, my tire light's on. I know the problem. I'll put air in the tire. But
my tire light's on because the tire blew out on 79 and the sensor's gone.
No.
So Anthony's like, it might need air.
Mine just leak air. Like, there's no holes. They just leak. I think I have like a rim problem or maybe a valve problem. I don't know. I am literally just a girl.
That's unfortunate.
Who
has great nails.
Who has great nails and who has like the mental fortitude to deal with car stuff, but I simply don't want to.
I understand. You can walk to work. You don't even need a car.
But the point is that, like, even as a woman, I could do a lot of things. I'm very competent. I couldn't be a dad.
Right.
I could be a really great mom and I could be a really great single mom. I can't be a dad.
Right.
That's just,
and kids need dads. And the research is there. It's not a mystery. It's not a secret. Everyone knows that kids do better with dads.
Yeah.
They're less likely to go to jail. They're less likely to be in trouble. They're more likely to graduate high school and go to college or on to further education. Dads are important. And we want to make sure that our kids, the kids in our program, have great dads.
Yeah. And so that's something that we care about and falls under our parenting program.
And pregnancy centers everywhere are doing the fatherhood stuff too. So a lot of what we're talking about, the specifics of the program might be different, but the general idea of helping families, doing referrals, building up families, giving people the resources they need to be awesome parents is standard for the pregnancy center world. And all of that is rooted in Christ and the gospel and evangelism. And that's not to say that we push that on people. We have had Islamic families, we've had Rastafarian families, we have had atheists, agnostics, and they're all welcome. We're not going to like shove our Christianity on someone, but it is available to them. And with their permission, if they're open to it, we do want to share the gospel with them and encourage them to attend a church in their community.
Yeah. And so this brings us to a Jesus moment.
Indeed it does.
Well, I was just thinking, like, the Bible has a lot to say about parenting.
Yes.
It has a lot to say about mothers. There's some, like, really cool moms in the Bible. It has a lot to say about fathers and men and stepping up to the plate. And then I think just about, like, our Heavenly Father and everything the Bible has to say about the fact that, like, God parents us in a way. Like, he's referred to as our Heavenly Father.
Yeah, for a reason. Yeah, he's not our heavenly bud.
Yeah, he's not like your heavenly homie.
Yeah.
Or like,
I'm 100% sure that some church out there does talk about God as their heavenly homie.
Well, he's right, like just like your friend in the sky.
Yeah, we're not doing
or
that.
I'm single, so I've got, like, I run in the, like, Jesus is my husband kind of circles, and it's really, I don't like it.
I don't like that.
He's our Heavenly Father, and I think that that alone indicates the importance of parenting and, like, the honor that it is to be a parent.
Yes. Well, and I'm listening to Deuteronomy right now in the Bible recap.
Yeah.
And a lot of the laws are focused on family preservation.
Yes.
And we see throughout the Bible again and again, parents are tasked with educating their children, with bringing them up in the Lord, with disciplining them appropriately, with providing for them. Husbands are supposed to provide for their wives. Husbands and wives are supposed to be faithful to one another. That's the picture. That's the standard that God gives us. And that's when families do the best.
Yeah.
And that's when kids do the best, and kids are the future.
Yeah. So
if you want to help if you want to rebuild society, the place to start is with the family.
No, it's true. It's true. And
pregnancies. Why did you laugh at me?
Because I thought you were going somewhere different. And then you did it. And so, yes, like, I thought you were going to be like, if you want to rebuild society, talk to your pregnancy center. Yes. And then you didn't go that route, and I was like, oh, well, it's too late. Should. I preemptively laughed.
But you should talk to your pregnancy center.
You should, because we care about babies, both in the womb and out of the womb. So,
and we care about families, and we care about having strong families.
Yes.
And there's nothing I love more than being at Walmart, because it's always Walmart, and running into a couple that we've helped. And sometimes they recognize me and we chat, and sometimes they don't, and that's fine. And seeing them just, like, doing Walmart stuff, like shopping for groceries, and the kids, like, chilling in the cart or walking next to the cart, and they're just together and they're thriving, and it's beautiful. Yeah. It's just the simple things that are beautiful. And knowing that that couple may have had a really tough time, that we helped them through, we encouraged them through, that they got the mentoring and the education that they needed to be successful, it's just awesome.
Yeah.
And that's the sort of, I think it's like the unsung department of Promise of Life Network.
Yeah. I was like, there's a lot of really cool stuff going on. There's a lot of really neat opportunities for people to get involved. And so if you're someone who cares about parenting and are passionate about taking care of little kids, our parenting like, we've got you. We love babies
and diapers
and the smell of new diapers.
We're gonna check this out as soon as this is over. I'm gonna make you sniff a diaper.
So if you're interested in volunteering, please reach out. We have a volunteer form on our website, promiseoflifenetwork.org, and you can fill that out to be in the parenting program. You do need to have your clearances on file.
And we can help you get those if you don't have them.
Yes, yep. Like, we can help explain what needs to go down for that. We do take material donations for our parenting program. And so I recently asked Christina, what is it that we need? Because my church was looking, and we need size 3 and 4 diapers and pull-ups.
Preferably, so Every Life is a pro-life diaper company, and those are a great place to get diapers if you're more of like a Walmart Target person, Pampers, or Huggies. Basically, if you wouldn't put your kid in them, don't donate them.
Right. Yeah. So,
like, don't go looking for just the cheapest diaper you could find.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're skin sensitive.
Yeah, little baby skin, but like your kind of average size baby diapers are what we need the most. I think we're good on like itty bitty baby diapers. We're good on super mega chonger baby diapers.
I'll never become a diaper marketing person. This is your super mega chonger.
They're like your standard average size 3, size 4, and pull up diapers. But baby clothes, like I said, used, like gently used or brand new baby clothes.
And then anything consumable, lotions, soaps, diaper creams. Tylenol is a big one. Tylenol is expensive.
Yeah.
Milacon, like the gas drops, any like over the counter, like baby, like
just think
medicines.
of it, like even things like pacifiers and
sippy cups
and bottles and
we, because we go like, and not every pregnancy center does, but because we go up through age 3, we're also looking at like toddler items as well.
Yes. Yeah. So if you're interested in donating material goods, like I know some people just love to see like this is what my donation is. We accept those, and so please just reach out. Or you could drop by like during office hours. If our clinics are open, feel free to stop in and just be like, "Yo, I brought you some diapers." Yo.
So promiseoflifenetwork.org. You can also email podcast@promiseoflifenetwork.org. And if you want to financially support us so that we can continue doing this awesome work, you can go to promiseoflifenetwork.org/donate.
Yeah.
So thanks so much for being here.
And I don't know what we'll talk about next week. We'll find out.
Something
It'll
crazy.
be a surprise.
It's going to be awesome. All right. Have a great day, you guys.